Hi, so this is Kirsty Hall with my activity 5. So I'm going to show you guys my schematic first. So here is my schematic. I have my battery supply here, I have my TCRT 5000 here, I have my 10k resistor, a 220 ohm resistor, I have another 10k ohm resistor and another 10k ohm resistor, and then we have our op amp. We have 4 op amps in our LM324, but today we're only going to be using one. So here we have our pin 1, which is our output. We have our VCC minus, which is our ground power supply pin. We have our VCCP plus, which is our positive power supply pin. We have our inverting input, which is between our 10k ohm resistor and then we have on our third pin we have our non-inverting input, which I think that's right on my circuit. And then we have our LED here, and we have another 220 ohm resistor here. So now we can check that off of our list. And now I'm going to show you guys my circuit. So here is my circuit. I have my battery supply here. I have my TCRT 5000 here. I have my 10k ohm resistor here. My 220 ohm resistor here. I have another 10k ohm resistor here. So these wires here are connecting from my TCRT 5000 back into the positive rail, and the resistor is connected TCRT 5000 back into the negative rail. So here's my 10k resistor back into the positive rail, and another 10k resistor back into the negative rail. Then we have my LM324. So in my LM324, I have an inverting input going from the 10k resistor here, going back into our inverting input here. And then we have our LED and a 220 ohm resistor, and this is our VCC plus, which is our positive power supply pin, and our VCC minus pin, which is going back into our ground. And then we have our non-inverting input wire going from our TCRT back into our LM324. So now we're going to tick off that we've explained the circuit connections. So now we're going to test the circuit. So if we test it here, we can see that if I put my finger over my TCRT 5000, that my LED will come on, and that's what we want to see. So now we're going to check that there is voltage running through the circuit. So I have my banana wires here. I'm just going to put one into the positive rail and another one into the negative rail. So I have them two connected to my rails now, my positive and my negative, and we can see here that we have 5.73 volts. So that's what we're expecting to see. We're expecting to see almost 6 volts flowing through the circuit. So now we are going to check that we have approximately 1.2 volts at our LED. So I have another banana lead here. I'm just going to connect this to our LED right here. And if I put my finger over this, the LED should power on. That's not. So here we can see the connection for our banana lead into our LED. So if I put my finger over this, the LED will turn on, and we have 1.47 volts flowing through our LED. So it's what we've expected to see, so we're happy with that. So now I'm going to take this wire from the LED and I'm going to put it in. So we have our wire here at our this kind of potential divider here from our 10k resistor going back from here all the way back into our inverting input of our op amp. And if I put it in here, we should get approximately 3 volts. So we got 2.86 volts flowing. So that's kind of what we wanted to see. And even if we do put our finger over it, our LED still stays on, which is what we've expected to see. And we can test here also our non-inverting input pin. Get a very low voltage there. And if I put my finger over the TCRT 5000, get a really high voltage. So there's our circuit working. So now I'm going to check that off of my list that we have tested the circuit. So now we're going to relate the nodes on the schematic to the breadboard circuit. So here we are now. So here's my schematic. So first we have our binary node right here, which is battery pack. This is a binary node here. Then we have another binary node at our 10k resistor and our TCRT 5000. So our node will be between here. So that's another binary node that we have. And another binary node that we have is between our 220 ohm resistor at our TCRT 5000 again. So here we have another binary node here. This is another one. And then we have our third binary node here, which is at our 10k ohm resistor and another 10k ohm resistor. So this is another all the way from here down to here. This is another full binary node. And then we have true nodes at our positive and negative rail. So we have a true node all the way up here and a true node all the way down here. And then we have another true node right here on our circuit at our positive power supply pin. So we have our true node right about here is where our true node will be. And then we have another true node here at our LED and our 220 ohm resistor. So this is where our other true node will be. And they are all the nodes in the circuit. So now we can check that off of the list to say that we have it done. And there is my circuit complete. Thank you very much for watching.